Atheist chance theory completely destroys Muslim. Part 1, London Street Dawah. This is a video by Abu Hajar Muhammad. I think this is the first time I'm watching a video from this channel. Normally I watch from the Muslim Lantern, but I think from the thumbnail it seems similar. Either they are from the same team or have similar, da'wah booth and approach. But I'm interested to know what will be discussed. This is, I think, the conversation with an atheist, because the title says Atheist Chance Theory. So without further ado, let's watch.
It doesn't convince me, so I feel that's the most. I don't necessarily think I'm going to say like, oh, that's definitely the case, because I'm open to the possibility of there being God.
Okay, that's good.
I'm just not convinced.
Agnostic, yes.
So yeah. But like, I think the most likely one is atheism. So
Okay.
that's why I would consider myself an atheist.
So, what proof would you accept for there being a creator?
What proof? Any concrete proof, really. It's like not necessarily.
What's your criteria for you to
prefer
accept
something
that
more
there's a creator?
as like not just we see something, therefore that must be true. It's more like prefer it to be more like logical.
Logical, yes.
Yeah.
Interesting answer, because he says logical answer would be accepted. We will see whether he will accept anything logical.
So reasoning, yes. We're saying
Yeah,
reasoning,
basically.
sound reasoning would dictate that there is a creator. And I'll tell you why. When I look at your jacket, immediately I know that your jacket has been created, and the one that created your jacket has to have certain attributes. Willpower and knowledge. Because there is universal knowledge that everyone agrees upon, that things cannot organize themselves. We haven't experienced jackets organizing themselves, right?
Right, but then
I'll make my point, then you can come back, yeah? So we haven't experienced jackets organizing themselves, right? We haven't experienced this, right? We haven't seen jackets coming into existence from nothingness, right? Reasoning dictates that when I look at your jacket, I know immediately that the one that created it must have will, power, and knowledge. Would you agree that your jacket has been created?
my jacket, yes. But
Yes.
I don't think you can apply that to like us or the Earth, because like the monkey thing, the monkey singing the typewriter, and would type of Shakespeare. That could happen. That could happen
One
to
thing
us.
at a time, because we're focusing on one thing at a time. We don't want to move the topic, yes? So we know that this is reasoning, that this jacket, it cannot come from nothingness, it cannot organize itself, yes? Therefore the jacket has been created, right?
Yeah.
So what we're saying is that atoms and molecules are limited, they cannot organize themselves,
Why not?
because it takes, you are a highly complex set of atoms and molecules, would you agree? How can atoms and molecules self-create, organize themselves?
See, so I know the monkey thing. If you sit like a monkey down typing, typing on his keyboard for infinity, eventually you'll come up with Shakespeare. That's what I reckon happened with us.
But how can you prove that?
Can't prove.
So we're saying that reasoning, when I look at the jacket, I don't say that of the 1,000 years someone was knitting and just kept knitting and gave a rise to your jacket.
The analogy of a monkey and randomly, right, and there's a chance in 1 million years suddenly one Shakespeare come out. So the unlikeliness of that happen is one thing, but that analogy also already impose a monkey. It's not like the words organize themselves, right? That's because even though the monkey is not purposely in that analogy, right, knowingly produce something, but it is the trigger point of something happen, meaning words, jumbled up words, whatever that comes out is a product of the monkey typing or something, right? Without the monkey, you say that there's, I don't know, there's words. I'm not sure even there's like Scrabble, letters on the table. In a million years, it can suddenly somehow, without external factor, I don't know. So
That goes against reasoning. I know that your jacket even if I take your jacket and I take it to a tribe in the rainforest, they would look at your jacket and they would deduce that this jacket has been created because it has specific features. It's complex, it has zips, it has buttons, it has a certain pattern to it. If they do not need to see the one that has made the jacket or the process it's been made in to know that it's been created. Now, if you look at the world around you, what's more complex, the human being or the jacket? right? So we have to be, that reasoning has to continue. The atheists that we find is that they become inconsistent. That they would say, when it comes to the creator, they would say it's randomness, it's chance, it just came from nothingness. Actually, it came without knowledge. We're saying impossible. You cannot come without knowledge. This is an impossibility. Same with that the jacket, it cannot come without knowledge. Even biomimicry. If you look at biomimicry, that we try to imitate the natural world. The bird imitates, the plane imitates the bird. Aerodynamic, it has wings, right? So we see design in nature. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree that you see design in nature, but the point I disagree with.
Therefore, as a designer, right? Would you agree?
That's where I disagree, you see, because you say, oh, the jacket, you see the jacket, and you can see that you can deduce that it's been created. Yeah, and in this case, you're right. Someone did make this jacket, but who's to say if you didn't leave like a million molecules over billions of years and you just left them to how they were, who's to say they wouldn't come up with a jacket? Why couldn't that happen?
It's because it's.
That is interesting. I think the only way an atheist would stick to the conclusion that they are sticking with is that they have to believe that, you know, when we say jacket, it's not just like a piece of cloth, right? Even that, meaning where does this come from, right? It is originally a different material, and it's woven, and then there's, you know, fit to the human body, and then there's button with the holes, and then, for example, zipper, etc. I don't know. I'm not sure what's the word to describe that. Those who actually believe over a million of years without any external factors that design, etc. It can actually happen. This, you know, functioning. This is a simple function, right? It can actually come up by chance. It's bizarre that human being with intellect can use their intellect to go that low. I'm not sure how to describe that.
If the chances of that happening would be minuscule, but it could happen. That's the point.
If I said to you that there's a chance that I'm from Pluto, there's a chance, right? There's a chance in this. There's an infinitesimal chance that I'm from Pluto. Would you agree?
That what? Atom?
But these are absurdities. And when you live your life, you do not go against reasoning. You don't go into it. Because when it comes to the creator, they go towards, the atheists I find, they go towards impossibilities. For example, they believe in, you know, like the Greek god Kronos.
The war one.
Kronos is that in time, that they worship time. Give it enough time, something will happen. But in reality, you know that someone has created this cup. You know this. This is the reality. For you to negate that, you have to have a lot of proof that this cup hasn't been created. Because the default position is that it's been created.
Right.
You have to bring me some proof that this cup, it came from nothingness.
Right. But would you agree with me that there's a chance that this cup came from like randomness? There's a chance. It might be minuscule, but there's a chance, right?
So we would say that's irrational. We say that's irrational belief. It's a belief that it came from.
So do you
cannot prove it?
Right, you can't prove it, right? But there's a chance that came from nothing. Would you agree with me? No matter how how small it is, if it's 0.00001%, would you agree that this cup could have come from nothing? You left a bunch of atoms rolling around for billions of years. It could have come from nothing.
Okay, so what's the percentage?
I don't know the percentage. I just know it's not zero. That's all I know.
Okay, so it's say that it's 0.000001. So we will say if you're consistent, we'll say look, you have to be consistent. That there's 99.99999.9% that someone created it.
Right. So you would agree that there is a small chance, no matter how small, and there's a 99.999% chance that was created, correct?
Yes. So you can you see that you're being inconsistent in this conversation, yeah?
Well, we're being inconsistent.
Because you will say that 0.00001%, okay, whatever, how infinitesimal it is, that it came from nothingness. But 99.999% is that it has been created. So why don't you go with that? Because it's more reasonable and it's more rational,
I agree.
Because now you're going to say that
it's more rational to assume it's been created.
Okay.
My point is,
but
even that tiny little chance, you cannot for sure say there is a creator.
I'm
You cannot say
saying
100%. You cannot say certainly because there is a tiny chance.
Is his point to say that Well, I don't believe in the creator because it is only 99.999999999% that there's a creator, but there's 0.000000001% that there's no this is not created, and I will go with that. Is that the stand? That's interesting because the way I have never heard anyone who an atheist that describe their position as such, because it's funny to me, you know, being from a scientific community, if you know, we go with that percentage and we say that based on this percentage, I think this is the fact, this is 0.00009 and not 99.9999. It's bizarre. Of course, I'm not saying he is from a scientific community, but I'm saying from, you know, when we deal with data, etc., right? So yeah,
This came from nothingness. Tiny,
So-
maybe tiny, maybe 0.001, but it's not 0. That's,
So you want to go upon the infinitesimal?
I don't necessarily. I just.
Okay, I believe.
I'm not
Okay,
going to go with either.
do you believe that this
That's
cup can come by chance?
I believe that cup can come from chance. The chances may be minuscule, but I believe it can. It can.
interesting. Anyway, so what do you think? I do not have that much audience from atheist community, I don't think. So far, most of the views, because perhaps most of my reaction videos somehow related to Christianity, so more Christian, you know, commented on my videos compared to atheist. But I'm really interested to know your if you are an atheist, what's your position and what's your opinion about the ending part there? Because would you describe it as such, or you would say that no, even though this is 0.001, but this is not 99.999 because there's other possibility. If there's other possibility, what are they? Right? So interested to know. Thank you for watching. See you next time.